Hello everyone, thank you very much for clicking and for watching the video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is the free game collection. Hope you enjoy it, hope you stay around. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Hope you're okay, hope you've had a nice week, looked after yourself. I got another little pile, 2 weeks on the trot, and I got a nice little pile. Went to the car boot, got some hardware, got some games, I've been cash converters, got a little bit from cash generators. So we got a nice little bit to get through here, some good games in here. Before I do, there's two things I want to mention, slightly different start. So first thing I want to do is just say a thank you to a Mr. G Dog who reached out and spoke to me on Instagram and has sent me this. It is a box for an Xbox 360, a fantastic condition box because I picked up this Xbox 360 last year, also in absolutely fantastic condition, and he's very kindly sent me an empty box for it. It's got all the inlays and everything in there. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you very much. Inside there was a couple loose cases and a couple loose discs. I've actually got some of the discs for the cases and some of the cases for some of the discs. So that's fantastic. That'll help us with the free game collection. That's absolutely fantastic. But very, very kind of you. Thank you very much. And it's great to have such a nice condition box and a nice condition console, put the two together and have a great box Xbox 360. Yeah, feels good. I mean, I've got a few, as you probably know, I'm sure he knows, but thank you very, very much. Thank you, sir. Very, very, very kind of you. You shouldn't. Second thing, nowhere near as nice. It's a bit ominous, really. So I'm just going to share a very quick conversation I had yesterday in CEX. So I was looking at a few games and they put some of the nicer ones towards the back, don't they, in most CEX? I asked to take a look at one. The guy that served me, I spoke to him a good few times. He's been working there for years, and he was showing me some games, and he showed me one that was in lovely condition. It was a PS2 game, and it was less than 40 quid. I said, I'm going to leave it on this occasion. I'm okay. It's not on the list. And he said, well, I'd pick it up soon because it won't stay around long for this in this condition, and it might be going up in price. And I thought, oh, okay. I goes, well, they're getting more expensive PS2s, aren't they? He goes, yeah, well, you've got the manual and non-manual coming in. And I said, well, you've already got that, haven't you? And he goes, yes, but we're going to be doing it on some of the lower end games as well. What lower end games means, I don't know. Whether that means this year, next week, never. He's just chewing the beef. I don't know. But he said that to me. So that was kind of flippant because I just thought, well, that's not too unexpected. You're doing it. But then as he was sort of doing a bit more, he then mentioned that they would probably soon stop taking in certain games over a certain price without a manual. Now that was a lot more interesting to hear him say. I was just like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah, that's what's going round. They'll just stop taking them in. So that is very interesting. So to me, that means that the whole with and without manual on the more expensive games, CEX probably aren't clearing them out without manual and are probably maybe deciding to stop taking them, which would change the landscape of CEX collecting on the more retro side. I assumed he was just referring to retro, obviously. But also going out, finding them in the car boots, because if they're not going to take them without manual, then there's going to be a lot more going on eBay and Vinted and things. So he's usually quite a reliable person. He usually doesn't, he's not over exaggerating that sort of thing. He's not that kind of guy. He's been there for years. He's never really done anything. He's a trustworthy guy. But I just wanted to share that with you. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. I just wanted to share that conversation with you because I thought people watching this might be interested to know I had that chat with a guy from CEX today. Public service announcement. There you go. I've done it. So heads up, small warning. There may be changes to come, but you may have heard it here first, or I'm lying to a lot of people. I don't know, but I've shared it. Let's see. Right, let's get back to what we normally do. So free game collection. Right, went to car boot. Before we do the car boot, let's do what I bought out and about. So $1.99 from Cash Converters. Lords of the Fallen. I've already played this game. I really enjoyed this game. It's a Dark Souls clone. Gets a little bit of jip for being that back in the day because it's nowhere near as hard. But if, like me, you want to be really, really good at Dark Souls, but no matter how hard you try, you aren't, this game's right up there. It's not too long. It's really difficult at the start, like Dark Souls, but you can tell the people who've made it haven't got that knowledge in regards to keeping that difficulty throughout the game, because after the first couple hours, you soon become more overpowered than your enemies, and that danger, that threat that Dark Souls carries throughout the games, it's just gone. But it's still a really good game, and for $1.99 I really enjoy playing it. So if you always wanted to play Dark Souls but you're not any good, and you haven't played Lords of the Fallen, I suggest giving it a go, because it's and for $1.99 that was going straight in the collection. As soon as I saw it, I thought, why haven't I picked that up at some other point? So Cash Converters, $1.99, that's definitely staying with me, and this next one's staying with me as well. So this was just a pound from Cash Generators. Cold Winter. So this is one of those games, it's similar to The Haven last week. I've been looking at a lot of PS2. This is one I saw. It's a first-person shooter. I think it's an MI6 sort of James Bond, but a little bit more hardcore. It's an 18. It just missed out on me adding it to my list of games that I definitely wanted to pick up and spend voucher on this year. But when I saw it for £1, obviously I'm picking it up, aren't I? There you go, receipt for £1. Lovely condition from Sierra. Haven't played it, but as soon as I saw it, I remembered seeing it on my top 100 PS2 games to pick up, and I thought, gotta grab that. So Cold Winter on the PS2, I'm definitely going to be keeping that as well. Right, car boot. First thing I'm going to share with you, I have to share. I know this isn't a game, and it's a bit different, but I feel like you'll appreciate it. Look at that. That is a Raccoon City Police Stars Police Department badge. It's so heavy. It's metal. I saw that, £1 I paid for that. I couldn't say no to it. It's fantastic. It's so chunky. It's just so chunky. It's so nice. When they said £1, I was like, oh my God, I always been prepared to pay a lot more than that. A lot more than £1 for that, but that's fantastic. I really, really like that. I don't pick things up like that very often, but Raccoon City Stars Police Department badge, that's mine now. I'm part of the force. So I had to share that with you. I know some of you probably don't care about that, but I thought it was great. Right, tell you what, let's do hardware first. So first up, £2.50. Xbox 360 controller. This guy had a massive bag of games. I'm standing there, he's pulling them all out. He had so many games, probably 40, 50 games. He wanted £2.50 for every single one of them, which was a bit steep. I stood there waiting for a good while, and at no point in time did he pull out anything which sort of stood out and I thought I must get. And like I say, 40, 50 games, not one. I think I was debating Ninja Gaiden for a little while, but I didn't in the end. I think I already had it, and I didn't think I'd get too much more than £2.50 for it, so I left it. But I did pick this up off him, £2.50. Well, it is in decent condition. It's never been open. Little tiny nip on the left analog there. It's got a rechargeable back as well, but I think I've got spares. If not, I'm going to try it with CEX, because sometimes they take them, sometimes they don't. I prefer the rechargeable backs because I've got the cables, and I'm sure a lot of you are going to be retro gamers, that cables just aren't a problem for people like you and me. But yeah, £2.50 for an Xbox 360 controller. Not going to complain about that. Works absolutely fine. This one was sitting there. This is a Xbox One controller. It's not official. It's one of those, what is it? Power A ones. £1 I paid for that. She wanted £1 for it. I won't go say no. It's in cracking condition. It's barely been used, and it works absolutely fine. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to use this quite a bit, because you pick them up cheap. If they break, they break. I paid £1 for it, and the amount of gaming I do on my Xbox One, it's not going to wear down the analogs and some of my official controllers. So for £1, I'm keeping this. It works absolutely fine. I don't play any games where I need my controller to be elite, like absolute precision online gaming. It's not what I do. So this, absolutely cracking. For £1, I will wear this down, and it will save one of my official Xbox One controllers a bit of life. So great pickup. And the last bit of hardware, I keep picking these things up. I just can't help myself. £2 for a portable DVD player, but this is a nice one. This is Philips. It's in decent condition. It's got a little screen. I think it's a 7-inch. I won't go into too much detail because it's just a DVD player, but I do suggest picking these up because CEX do take most of them, I'm realising. This one's in great condition. It works absolutely fine. Came with a plug. £2. £2 for this. I think CEX are going to give me at least £11, I think it is, voucher. Maybe even £11 cash, can't remember now. But yeah, Philips portable DVD player, fantastic. If you see these, they are worth picking up. Not all of them, because they don't take all of them, but like I say, if you see a Philips one, definitely worth picking it up. So £2 for that. That's going to help us out no end. Right, games. These first couple. So I got these off a guy. He only had these and one or two others. They were a bit better, but he only wanted 50p each for them. So £1.50 for these three. Star Wars Lego 3, the Clone Wars. The case is destroyed, look, absolutely destroyed, but the disc is fine. There's no manual, but 50p, not bad. I was going to take that. 50p for this one as well. Harry Potter, years 5 to 7. This is on a few, no manual, but disc is fine. Yeah, there's on a couple different consoles, the Harry Potters, and they tend to sell well, the Lego Harry Potters. So pick that up. And then this one, Indiana Jones Lego. Doesn't go for too much, but for 50p again, you're not going to lose out. I think I get about 80p back for it. No manual, but they were just sitting at the bottom of a bag. £1.50. Pick those up. This one, look at this. So this one's not in the best condition. Ugh. This one needs to be recased, but I paid 50p for it. I actually think last week I mentioned I picked up Halo and Dead or Alive from a box they wanted 50p in. This came out the same box, so I don't know if I missed this last week. But same guy, 50 pence again, so he's consistent with his pricing. Yeah, From Russia with Love, so it's the Sean Connery James Bond. I haven't played this one, but it's been on my backlog for a while. This is on my backlog. I want to play this. I've heard really good things about it. The case is absolutely battered. We'll recase it. I don't get too much more for it, to be honest with you, but the manual's fine. Oh, look at that. I hadn't noticed that. Got a little CEX £1 extra store credit. Oh, Belvoir Shopping Centre. Where's Belvoir Shop? Opposite Costa Coffee. Where's this come from? I don't know where that is. That's not near me. Oh, okay. Little voucher there. £1 extra store credit with a leaflet from CEX. I never knew they did that. I never knew they ever did that. Well, I might keep that. Bit of CEX memorabilia. But yeah, 50p. I should be okay with that one. This one, so I paid £3 for this, which is silly considering how many times I pick it up. Call of Duty Black Ops 2. No, £3, my money's safe. I get at least £5 cash, even more than that on voucher. But I've got 2 of these left sitting there from the last couple of weeks. So this is version 3. The reason I paid £3 for it, easy. The disc, mint. Absolute mint. They ain't no one saying no to this copy. So £3, bit more than I usually spend, but the reality is I've just picked it up for £3. I'm definitely going to get £2 more out of it. So you've got to pick it up. I know some people say that it's not worth it for a couple extra quid, but I'm going to CEX anyway, and it's there anyway. So why wouldn't I just take an extra £2? Of course I'm going to. So Black Ops 2, hopefully they take all the other ones as well. This was a nice one. So unfortunately, when I picked this up, I saw these, asked the lady if she had any more, and she said no, someone just came and took all the rest. I'd love to have known what they took, because I paid £1 for these. First 2 aren't fantastic. I thought I'd do better. FIFA 22 on the Xbox One, not terrible. Rocket League, I thought you'd get a bit more for that. This is you only get like £1, or not even less than £2, I think. But Rocket League for the Xbox One, £1, can't complain. This one for £1. Call of Duty Vanguard. That's decent. You get a good couple quid back for that one. I was surprised to see this. And like I say, if this person had obviously took loads of the Xbox games and missed this one, they probably weren't standing around looking at them for too long. So they probably did a snatch and grab job, because they're £1 each. So I'd love to have seen what somebody else took minutes before me. But £3 for those 3, not bad at all. Especially Call of Duty Vanguard. I don't know when it came out. It's not too old. I remember seeing the advert not that long ago. 2021. So there you go. It's post-COVID. That's cool. Call of Duty Vanguard. Happy day. And 2 others. £3. Fantastic. And this is the last little bunch. This happened. I know I don't have this on camera, because I walked into the car boot when it was the very first stall. I didn't have time to turn it on. I saw a load of games sitting there, so I ran over. He had a few. I asked how much. He just looked at me and went, 50p. It's like 50p. I saw 1 or 2 of them sitting there. I thought, well, I'm definitely going to be having them off you for 50p. So I picked 5 up off him. He probably had about 15 in total. I left 10, but the other 10, they weren't worth it for 50p. But what did I get? Grand Theft Auto 5. Absolute staple. Of course, I picked that up for 50p. Just Dance 4. You'd be surprised how much you get for this. I think you get about £4 voucher for that. So for 50p, fantastic. Do you remember I went and did that little Southwest trip, and I picked up Summoner 2, and I said I want the first one, it's on the list. Hey, look at that, 50p. I know it's not the most expensive of games, but like I say, when you've got a game, this made it on the list, when you've got a game on your list that you intend on playing voucher for, and you go out and you find it out in the wild for even less, it's an absolute victory, isn't it? And fantastic condition. So the Summoner, really looking forward to having a quick go on that. Again, it didn't review very well, but it looked okay when I was watching it, when I was looking at the review. So I'm going to give it a go for 50p, even if it isn't very good. It's 50p. Next one, PS5 games, granted. It's FIFA 22, but PS5 games at the car boot for 50p. Behave. We're getting into that point in our lives now. Yeah, this isn't the last FIFA, is it? No, the FIFA 23 was the last one. But PS5 50p, you don't get too much for this one. For some reason, you get a lot more for FIFA 22 on the Xbox One or the PS4 than you do on PS5. Probably tells you how well the PS5 is doing at the moment. And the last one is 50p. Take that off. Killzone Shadowfall. You don't get much for this at all. I've already got it, but it is the Steelbook. I'm just going to come out and say this. I don't like Steelbooks. I trade my Steelbooks in. I don't like them. On my shelves, I I like consistency. I like them all to look the same, and this one's got a bit of a dent in the steelbook for starters, but I always trade the steelbooks in. I just like all of them to look the same and nice and even across, so I'm not a steelbook fan. But 50p, you don't get much for this sort. This may even be a 10p game. I've not paid Killzone Shadowfall. I don't know why it's so cheap, but PS4, by the way, if you couldn't tell from the steelbook, PS4 Killzone Shadowfall, 50p, steelbook, I'm picking that up. So yes, not too bad this week at all. Nice little stack. There's some good games in there, and I haven't paid much at all, especially considering I've got this hardware to help us out as well. So I'm going to do that thing. I'm going to go to CEX, and I'll be back in a minute. I'm back from CEX. It's gone really, really, really well. So let's start by taking away what everything you just saw cost us. 20 quid. Let's take £20 away. I knew I didn't spend much. I didn't know I spent a nice round £20 figure, so that makes the math very easy. How are we getting it for free? How are we getting our money back? Well, we took it all into CEX. We got £9 for the Xbox 360 controller, but they had to take 50p off because of the rechargeable back. They charge you 50p to replace the back. They've done it a couple of times, so essentially I got £8.50 for that. More than happy with that, so that's great. And that Philips DVD player, I'm not quite sure what's gone on, but they've gave me £23 cash for that. It's the right model number and the right size and everything, but that was a lot more than what I saw it for before I went in, but I'm not complaining, obviously. So £31.50. £31.50 up there. So we took in two things and we made £11.50 profit this week. Fantastic. Everything free, £11.50, which is great because we haven't made much money recently. We've been pretty much breaking even or making 10p here or there. So that's great. Also, they gave me these nice little stickers for the first time and they gave me the receipt, which I'm really, really overly chuffed about, which is a bit odd, but it's the small things in life. So I'll stick those somewhere. That was a nice little bonus. Voucher. We've done well with the voucher. So, Just Dance 4, £6. That's great. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 on the Xbox One, £4. Call of Duty Ghost, £3. From Russia With Love, £1.20. Lego Harry Potter, £3. Lego Star Wars, £3. FIFA 22 on the PS5, £1.30. Ooh, don't get much at all. Lego Indiana Jones, £1. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on the 360, £8. They took that one. They didn't take the other two again. So I think I'm just gonna draw a line under those now. They obviously don't want them. I'll just take the loss. I might try them weeks and weeks down the line, but yeah, I'm not trying that again. But they Wii Sports from last week, the cardboard sleeve, they did take that. Not only did they take that, they've gave me £9 voucher for it because it says here Wii Sports / Wii Sports Resorts. I think they've scanned that in wrong, so I got £9 on that. Again, I'm not complaining, really chuffed with that. £39.50 on a voucher. So let's stick £39.50 up there. Fantastic. We got it back. We got it all for free. We got £11 odd profit. We got nearly 40 quid on a voucher. Fantastic. Oh, what went slightly wrong while I was in there? Well, Grand Theft Auto 5. They said it was too scratched. Sort of. I might try that again. Rocket League, they said that was too scratched. I had a good look. They're not wrong about that one. I didn't look at that disc properly. That one is a bit too scratched, especially for an Xbox One game, so I'm not going to try that one again. Killzone Shadowfall, 10p. I thought I'm not giving that away for 10p. So I might keep hold of that. Might give that to a mate or something. But yeah, I'll keep hold of that. And I don't know if you realise, I didn't mention this. Call of Duty Vanguard. So when I picked this up, I took a look and it was £5 cash, £8 voucher. Had a look before I went. It had gone up to £7 cash, £10 voucher. Fantastic, going the right way. When I got there, £3 cash, £5 voucher, and the whole time it's been £15 in CEX. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but I wasn't letting that go for £3 cash, and I weren't too overly chuffed at £5 on a voucher either. So I've kept hold of that to see if it's just a bit of a system glitch. I might try that again next week. Technically, I don't have it in the collection, so I've got no problem keeping it either. But yeah, Call of Duty Vanguard, something was going on a bit funny there with that one, so that's still with me. What have I added to the collection? Well, first little weird thing, I've got my Stars badge. Really chuffed for that. I'm going to display that somewhere. That's absolutely, I still can't get over how heavy it is. I love that. Really chuffed with that. This Xbox One controller, again, unofficial Power A, but I will use it to death. So fantastic. You can never have too many Xbox One controllers. Games, so FIFA 22, I was going to trade this in and then I suddenly realised I don't have this on the Xbox One. I don't have FIFA 22 on anything, so keeping hold of that because you've got to have a copy of FIFA 22, don't you? Lords of the Fallen, again, definitely keeping hold of this. Love this game. Again, if you like Dark Souls but you're not very good at it, I suggest you give it a little go on that. You might like that one. I did, but it's definitely worth a go, especially for like £2. I don't think CEX charged too much more for it either. PS2, we got the Summoner. Again, it was on my list of games to pick up using voucher, so to get it out and about is fantastic. Saves some voucher down the line. Not much, granted, but every little helps. And Cold Winter, another game that just missed out on my list of PS2s this year, but it doesn't matter because I've got it now. The more I look at this, the more I fancy having a little play on it as well. Maybe it should have made the list. I don't know what, maybe I was just being a bit overly harsh on it, but I've got a hold of that as well. So this week, we've got it all for free. We've made a bit of money, got nearly 40 quid on a voucher for more games later. Got a nice little selection of games here, plus some more to come, plus a controller, plus some stickers, plus my little Raccoon City badge. I'm chuffed, absolutely chuffed. And obviously what we were discussing at the start of the video, that little chat I had, write down in the comments your views on it, whether you think that, you know, if they were to stop taking the more expensive retro games without manuals, do you think that would be a problem? The more I think about it, I wouldn't buy a game, higher end retro game without the manual these days. So I think it would be a fair thing to do. But what's your views and opinions on that? Do you care? Do you think it'll even happen, or do you think this guy was just chatting gibberish? Who knows? Who knows? Write down your views in the comments. I'd love to see them. But thank you very, very, very much for joining me. Take care of yourself, guys.